The year is 1955, and the date is 28th of October. The Vietnam War is just beginning. The gas price is 29 cents per gallon, and a boy named William Henry Gates III was just born. And as you know, he will one day help shape the way we interact with technology. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Born with a prominent lawyer for a father and a mother who was a civil activist and executive, some people might think that he already had it made as a child. But despite the fact that his family was already pretty well off, Gates was always encouraged to compete and become better as a child, and was often rewarded when he succeeded. At the age of 13, he enrolled at Lakeside Prep School in Seattle, and during 8th grade, he coded his first game using a computer at the school. The game was in itself a relatively simple version of tic-tac-toe, wherein the player could compete against the computer. Following this, he continued to expand his knowledge of computers with his friends Paul, Rick, and Kent. But as a result of this, they were all banned for exploiting a weakness in the scheduling system on the computers, which would allow them more time on the computer. After this ban, the four friends would form the Lakeside Programmers Club as a way of making some money. And when their ban came to an end, they offered the manufacturers of the computers a deal, wherein they would find bugs in their systems and inform them of these for money. Gates and his good friend Kent Evans were even hired by their school to write an automated class scheduling system, and they worked diligently to finish the program. But sadly, Evans was killed in a mountain climbing accident towards the end of their senior year. But despite his loss, Gates was still able to finish the program with his friend Paul. The young Gates had done so well at Lakeside Prep School that he was accepted into Harvard following his graduation in 1973 when he was 17 years old. But he would never get to finish his education there, because in 1975 himself and his friend Paul Allen were hired to write an interpreter for an electronics company by the name of MITS, and following this deal they would found Microsoft. An interpreter is basically a software that can read code line by line and translate it into a form that the computer understands. Programming languages that use interpreters include Python, JavaScript, and PHP. But the company wouldn't really take off until 1980, where Microsoft entered a deal with IBM, who at the time was the leading supplier of computer equipment, wherein they would adapt the DOS operating system for use on IBM's computers. This deal in itself didn't earn them an astronomical amount of money, but more importantly, it earned them the trust and prestige that came with collaborating with IBM. And following this, they realized that they could take this operation system and sell it to other manufacturers, because IBM didn't buy the patent but only made a one-time payment, which allowed them to use the system. Therefore, Microsoft rebranded this DOS system into what they called MS-DOS, and as a result of their deal with IBM, granting them some trust from the users and the widespread success of their operation system, Microsoft quickly became a major player in the industry. But even more importantly, this early MS-DOS operation system would lay the groundwork for what would one day become Microsoft Windows, which is now the most widely used operating system in history. Gates continued to work on and expand the company as CEO until he stepped down in 2000 and was succeeded by Steve Ballmer. But he did continue to serve the company behind the scenes until he fully left in 2008. Following his retirement from Microsoft, he focused his time and attention on charitable and environmental work. This is primarily done through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation that him and his then wife founded in 2000. While they originally donated $5 billion worth of Microsoft stock to the foundation, the estimated value of the foundation as of now is well over $30 billion, making it the largest charitable foundation in the world. The foundation also allows donors to access information on what their donated money is being used for. The focus of the foundation includes global development, global health, global policy, and a program focused on the United States. One of the bigger and more widely known accomplishments of his charity foundation is the work it did during the COVID-19 pandemic. This includes helping to push along the development of vaccines and other drugs that could help remedy the virus. As a result of his immense success, mainly with Microsoft, he was the richest man in the world for 3 years in a row from 2014 to 2017, and he has been included in Forbes' list of top billionaires since 1987.